Stop crying and get out. You have exactly 9 minutes to clear your locker. Brad Thompson's voice cuts through the employee bathroom like a blade. Maria Rodriguez clutches the termination letter, her hands trembling as tears stream down her face. My daughter, her heart surgery is next week. Brad laughs, a cold, dismissive sound that echoes off the tiles. Should have thought about that before reporting your missing hours. The bathroom door swings open. A black man in worn jeans steps inside, his phone already recording in his pocket. Marcus Johnson, CEO of Value Mart's 2,000-store empire, watches his regional manager destroy another life. What would you do if you witnessed this? Keep walking? Or would you risk everything to expose the truth? In exactly 48 hours, this entire retail empire will shake to its core. But first, Marcus needs to see how deep the rot goes. And what he discovers will be far worse than stolen hours and tears in a bathroom stall. Marcus steps forward, his work boots squeaking on the wet floor. Excuse me, I'm looking for work. Night shifts, anything available. His voice carries the careful tone of desperation he studied in others. Brad turns, his eyes scanning Marcus from head to toe, lingering on the frayed edges of his jacket. Another unemployed black guy. How original. The words hang in the air like poison. Maria wipes her tears, trying to compose herself for her final shift. 8 years at this store. 8 years of perfect attendance until her daughter got sick. Now she has 9 minutes left. Marcus remembers building Value Mart from a single corner shop in Detroit. His hands once stocked these same shelves, mopped these same floors. 23 years later, his empire spans coast to coast. The quarterly reports showed profits soaring, but employee turnover had tripled in certain regions. The numbers didn't add up. So here he stands, invisible in his own store, watching his dream rot from the inside. You know how to mop? Brad asks, pulling out his phone. He scrolls through something, not bothering to look up. Minimum wage, no benefits for 90 days. Take it or leave it. I'll take it. Marcus catches sight of Brad's screen. Employee schedules. Names crossed out in red. Hours slashed from 40 to 15. When do I start? Now. Maria here will show you the ropes. Brad's smile could freeze blood. She's got about 7 minutes left to be useful. The break room buzzes with whispered conversations. Sarah Chen from electronics counts her last paycheck on trembling fingers. 20 hours cut again. How am I supposed to pay rent? Jessica Williams, 6 months pregnant, holds her stomach as she stocks cosmetics. Her maternity leave request sits denied on Brad's desk. Marcus grabs the mop bucket, his phone recording every word. Brad follows him onto the floor, voice dropping low. Let me explain how things work here. You keep your mouth shut, you get hours, you complain, you end up like Maria. Simple math even you can understand. Through the security monitor, Derek Miller watches from the back office. The assistant manager's fingers fly across a keyboard, entering ghost employees into the system. 5 names that don't exist. 5 paychecks that flow directly to Brad Thompson. 3 years of theft hidden in plain sight. Maria hands Marcus the mop, her eyes red but defiant. My daughter Sophia has a heart condition. She's 8 years old. Her voice breaks. The surgery costs $30,000. Insurance would have covered it, but Brad cut my hours just enough so I don't qualify anymore. That's rough, Marcus says, remembering his own daughter at that age. Before the money, before the empire, when healthcare felt like a luxury he couldn't afford. Brad claps his hands. Less talking, more mopping. And Maria, 5 minutes now. Don't make me call security. The fluorescent lights flicker overhead. Somewhere in corporate headquarters, Marcus Johnson's empty office waits for his return. His executives think he's at a conference in Miami. Instead, he pushes a mop across linoleum, listening to his employees' dreams shatter like glass against Brad Thompson's greed. Sarah approaches, pretending to organize end caps. He's been doing this for 3 years, cutting hours just below benefit thresholds. Tom Anderson from Warehouse killed himself 6 months ago. Couldn't afford his wife's chemo. She glances at Brad. We tried reporting it. Regional Director Roberts is Brad's golf buddy. Nothing ever happens. Marcus rings the mop, water splashing his boots. In his pocket, his phone captures every word, every confession, every crime. But he needs more. He needs to see how deep this cancer has spread through his company. 3 minutes, Maria, Brad shouts across the store. A customer looks up, uncomfortable, then hurries toward checkout. Jessica collapses behind the cosmetics counter. Her face goes pale as she grips the shelf. I can't. I've been standing for 16 hours, Brad storms over. Get up. This isn't break time. She needs help, Marcus says, dropping the mop. She needs to do her job or find another one. Brad's face reddens. Mind your business, janitor. Marcus helps Jessica to a chair. She whispers through tears. I can't lose this job. My boyfriend left when he found out about the baby. This is all I have. 1 minute, Maria. Brad's voice echoes through the store like a countdown to execution. Maria walks toward the exit, each step heavy with defeat. She passes the photo wall of smiling employees, her own face beaming from 5 years ago when she won Employee of the Month. Back when hard work meant something. Before Brad Thompson arrived and turned hope into profit margins. Marcus watches her go, his jaw clenched tight. The recording continues. The evidence builds. And somewhere in the corporate bylaws he wrote himself, there's a clause about protecting employees from systematic abuse. Time to see if his words still carry weight in his own company. Brad checks his watch. Time's up. Security, escort Mrs. Rodriguez out. He turns to Marcus. First lesson, janitor. This is what happens to problems in my store. They disappear. Marcus pushes the mop in slow circles, watching Maria disappear through the automatic doors. Her shoulders shake with silent sobs. 8 years erased in 9 minutes. Brad returns to his office, whistling off-key, satisfied with another problem solved. The other employees avoid eye contact, heads down, hands busy. Fear runs this store better than any manager. You planning to work or just stand there? Derek Miller emerges from the back office, his pressed shirt too tight across his soft belly. Brad doesn't pay people to think. Just getting my bearings. Marcus dumps the dirty water, noting how Derek's eyes track every movement. Been out of work for a while. Don't want to mess up. Derek snorts. Smart man. Keep that attitude. You might last a week. He checks his tablet, swiping through screens of data Marcus recognizes as payroll software. You know what happened to the last janitor? Asked why his check was short 50 hours. Brad had him arrested for theft. Planted merchandise in his locker. The revelation hangs between them. Derek seems to realize he's said too much. His face hardens. Forget I mentioned it. Get back to work. Sarah Chen approaches during her break, pretending to tie her shoe near Marcus. Tom Anderson's widow came by last month, begging for his final paycheck. Brad laughed in her face. Her voice drops to barely a whisper. I've been documenting everything. 3 years of emails, schedules, pay stubs, hidden on a flash drive. But I'm scared to use it. Why? Marcus asks, though he already knows. Power protects power. Regional Director Roberts owns 30% of a staffing company. Guess who supplies our temp workers? Sarah's laugh carries no humor. Every time someone quits or gets fired, Roberts makes money on the replacement. It's a perfect scam. Jessica Williams stumbles past, clutching her stomach. The pregnancy shows more than her loose uniform can hide. 6 months along and working 16-hour shifts. Marcus remembers his wife's pregnancy. The careful rest. The prenatal vitamins. The excitement. Jessica has none of that. Just fear painted across her exhausted face. Brad's voice booms from the office. "Conference call in 5. Derek, bring me the real numbers, not the corporate fantasy." The door slams shut. Derek scurries to comply, laptop under his arm. Through the cracked door, Marcus catches fragments. 15 stores running the program. 3.2 million this quarter alone. Rodriguez was getting suspicious. Had to go. Marcus positions himself closer, mopping the same spot repeatedly. His phone captures Brad's voice clearly now. The beauty is corporate metrics only track reported hours. We input 40, pay for 20, pocket the difference. These idiots are grateful for whatever scraps we throw them. A customer approaches Marcus, an elderly woman with careful gray curls. "Excuse me, where's Maria? She always helps me find my heart medication." "She's not working today," Marcus says gently. "Oh." The woman's face falls. "She's such a dear. Knows exactly what I need. Her daughter has heart problems too, you know. They pray together at my church." She shuffles away, confused. Sarah returns with inventory sheets, her hands trembling. "Look at this. Brad's been ordering ghost inventory. Thousands of units that never arrive. He sells them to discount stores, pockets the cash." She shows Marcus the evidence. But the workers he blames for shrinkage get their hours cut as punishment. Marcus films the documents carefully. Each page reveals another layer of corruption. But something darker emerges. A pattern of psychological torture designed to break spirits. Cut hours until people can't afford to quit. Deny benefits until they're too sick to work. Create desperation, then exploit it. Jessica collapses again. This time she doesn't get up immediately. "Please," she whispers to no one. "Just 10 more minutes. The baby." Derek exits Brad's office, face flushed with excitement. Brad wants all floor staff in the break room. Mandatory meeting. The employees gather slowly, fear thickening the air. Brad enters like a general inspecting troops. "Some of you seem confused about how businesses operate. Let me clarify." He pulls up a chair, sits backwards, trying to look casual. Failing. Value Mart Corporate sets impossible targets. I make them possible. You should thank me. For what? The words escape before Marcus can stop them. Brad's eyes narrow. For having jobs at all. You think corporate cares about you? They'd replace every one of you with self-checkout machines tomorrow. I'm the only thing standing between you and unemployment. Sarah speaks up, voice shaking. What about our missing hours? The benefits we were promised. Promises? Brad laughs. Show me a contract. Show me guarantees. This is at-will employment, sweetheart. I could fire everyone here right now for wearing the wrong color socks. The room stays silent. Jessica grips the table edge, knuckles white. Sarah stares at the floor. Others examine their phones, the walls. Anything but Brad's face. That's better. Brad stands. Now, corporate visits next month. Anyone who talks to them about anything except how wonderful I am will find themselves like Maria, crying in the parking lot with no job, no insurance, and no future. He pauses at the door. Oh, and janitor? You missed a spot. Marcus returns to mopping, his phone now holding enough evidence to destroy Brad Thompson. But the scope keeps expanding. 15 stores, dozens of managers, Thousands of employees suffering in silence. Tom Anderson's ghost haunts every aisle. Sarah slips him a flash drive during shift change. Everything's on there. 3 years of proof. Her eyes plead. Someone has to stop this. Marcus pockets the drive. Someone will. In exactly 36 hours, Brad Thompson will learn what happens when you build an empire on others' tears. But first, Marcus needs to see how deep this rot truly goes, and whether his own creation can still be saved. 11 p.m. The store lights dim to night mode, casting long shadows between aisles. Brad calls an emergency meeting, his voice crackling through the intercom. All staff to the break room, now. This concerns your futures. They gather like condemned prisoners. Sarah clutches her phone. Jessica holds her stomach. Derek stands beside Brad, smirking at his perceived power. Marcus positions himself near the door, phone recording from his chest pocket. 3 things, Brad begins, pacing like a predator. 1, corporate's asking questions about our turnover rate. 2, someone's been talking. 3, I know exactly who. His eyes scan the room, stopping on each face. Maria Rodriguez thought she could email corporate directly. Thought she could go over my head. The room tenses. Maria's gone, but her ghost fills the space. So let me be crystal clear. Brad pulls out a folder, thick with papers. This is what I call my insurance policy. Every mistake you've made. Every minute you've been late. Every item that's gone missing on your shift. He flips through pages slowly. Sarah Chen, remember that laptop that disappeared last year? Still unsolved. Jessica Williams, those prenatal vitamins you've been taking from pharmacy? I have video. Sarah stands, trembling but defiant. Those accusations are lies. You're creating evidence to control us. Prove it. Brad's smile could cut glass. Your word against mine. And guess who Regional Director Roberts believes? Marcus steps forward. What if Roberts isn't the final authority? The room shifts. Brad's confidence flickers. And you are? A janitor who's worked here one day? He laughs, but it sounds forced. You know what? You're fired too. Get out. Actually, Marcus says calmly, I have a question first. How much have you stolen, Brad? From these people, from this company? Give me a number. Derek moves to intervene, but Brad waves him off. You want to know about business, janitor? Fine. Last lesson you'll ever get. He spreads his arms wide. 3.7 million. 15 stores. 3 years. And you know what the beautiful part is? It's all legal. Wage manipulation isn't theft if you're management. 3.7 million, Marcus repeats. Stolen from people who can't afford medicine, who can't feed their children, who work themselves sick for the promise of benefits you'll never give them. Spare me the sociology lecture. Brad's face reddens. You think Marcus Johnson built this empire by caring about every sob story? The man's worth $2 billion. You don't get there by coddling weakness. Maybe you should ask him yourself, Marcus suggests. Right, like I have his personal number. Brad turns to the group. See? This is what happens when you hire desperate people. They get delusions. He focuses on Marcus. You know what? Security's too slow. I'll throw you out myself. Brad lunges forward, grabbing Marcus by the collar. The room gasps. Sarah films with her phone. Jessica calls out weakly for someone to stop this. Marcus doesn't resist. Go ahead, Brad. Add assault to your list of crimes. Brad's fist connects with Marcus's jaw. The sound echoes through the break room. Blood trickles from Marcus's lip. Still, he doesn't fight back. Feel better? Marcus asks, wiping blood with his sleeve. Proving you're powerful by hitting someone you think can't hit back? Get up, Brad shouts. Fight me like a man. I don't need to fight you, Brad. Marcus stays calm despite the throbbing in his jaw. You've already lost. You just don't know it yet. Derek finally speaks. Brad, enough. We don't need more problems. Shut up, Derek. Brad's control slips further. You think I don't know you've been skimming from the ghost employees? 20% off the top? I allow it because you're useful, but you're just as replaceable as them. The revelation hits Derek like cold water. His face pales. Brad, I thought we were partners. Partners? Brad laughs maniacally. You're a tool, Derek, just like them. Just like everyone who isn't smart enough to take what they want from this world. Sarah steps forward, phone still recording. We have everything on video, Brad. The confession, the assault, everything. Brad wheels on her. You think that matters? You think anyone cares about some grainy phone footage? Roberts will bury it. Corporate will ignore it. You'll be branded troublemakers and blacklisted from every retail job in the state. What if I told you, Marcus says slowly, standing despite the pain, that Regional Director Roberts was arrested an hour ago? The room freezes. Brad's mouth opens, but no sound comes. Marcus continues. Federal agents raided his home at 10:15. Found some interesting documents linking him to systematic wage theft across multiple states. Funny how quick people talk when facing 20 years in prison. You're lying. But Brad's voice wavers. His phone buzzes. He glances at it, face draining of color. Check the news, Marcus suggests. Channel 7's running it as breaking news. Major retail chain corruption scandal. Has a nice ring to it. Brad's hands shake as he scrolls through his phone. The headline screams back at him. Roberts in handcuffs. Federal investigation expanding. How? Brad whispers. How could you possibly know? Marcus reaches for his wallet. The movement seems to happen in slow motion. Every eye tracks his hand as he pulls out a simple leather fold. Opens it. Removes a single card. Because, Brad, Marcus says, holding up his CEO identification. I've been recording everything since I walked into that bathroom. Every word, every crime, every tear you've caused in my company. The silence that follows could shatter glass. Brad's legs give out. He drops into a chair, staring at the ID like it might be a hallucination. Marcus. Johnson? Derek's voice cracks. The actual, Marcus confirms. And in exactly 15 minutes, a full audit team will arrive, along with federal investigators, and probably several news crews. He looks at each employee. The question now is simple. Do you want to be witnesses or accomplices? The break room erupts. Sarah drops her phone, hands flying to her mouth. Jessica starts crying, but these are different tears. Relief mixed with vindication. Other employees stand frozen, processing the revelation that their janitor is their billionaire boss. Brad's face cycles through emotions. Shock, rage, fear. Finally, desperation. Mr. Johnson, I can explain. The pressure from corporate, the impossible metrics. I was trying to save the store. By stealing from the people who keep it running? Marcus pockets his ID, voice steady despite his swelling jaw. By driving Tom Anderson to suicide? By denying an 8-year-old girl heart surgery? I didn't know about the girl's condition. Brad scrambles for excuses. Maria never submitted the proper paperwork. Sarah finds her voice. I helped her submit it 3 times. You denied it each time. Said her performance metrics didn't justify the insurance cost. Brad turns on her. Stay out of this, Chen. You're not exactly innocent. How many hours have you clocked in early? That's theft of company time. 5 minutes here and there, Sarah shoots back, while you stole millions. Marcus pulls out his phone, scrolling through recordings. Let me quote you directly, Brad. From 43 minutes ago, 3.7 million, 15 stores, 3 years. Your exact words. He hits play. Brad's voice fills the room, damning himself with his own arrogance. Derek edges toward the door. Marcus doesn't stop him physically, just speaks calmly. Derek Miller, you have 2 choices. Run now, and federal agents arrest you at home in front of your family. Or stay, cooperate, and possibly avoid prison. Derek freezes, calculating. His shoulders slump in defeat. What do you want to know? Everything, Marcus says. Start with the ghost employees. Brad explodes. Derek, shut your mouth. You're implicated as deep as me. Not anymore. Derek pulls out his laptop, hands trembling. I kept records. Every transaction, every fake name. I knew this day might come. He looks at Marcus. Brad threatened my daughter. Said if I didn't help, he'd make sure she lost her scholarship. Make calls to the university about fake cheating allegations. The room collectively inhales. Even by Brad's standards, threatening children crosses a line. Marcus's phone rings. He answers on speaker. Patricia, you're on with the group. Patricia Hayes, CFO of Value Mart, speaks clearly. Federal agents have Roberts in custody. He's already naming names. Brad Thompson, you have 10 minutes before they arrive. My advice, don't make this worse. Brad lunges for Marcus again, pure desperation driving him. This time, employees intervene. Sarah and 2 cashiers block his path. Even Derek steps between them. It's over, Brad, Sarah says. You can't punch your way out of this. Brad laughs, high and unhinged. You idiots think this changes anything? You think Marcus Johnson cares about you? He's worth billions. This is just a game to him, a publicity stunt. Once the cameras leave, you'll be right back where you started. Actually, Marcus says, I've already drafted the restructuring plan. Sarah, you're being promoted to store manager. $65,000 to start, full benefits immediately. Sarah staggers. What? Jessica, you're transferring to corporate outreach. Work from home position. Full maternity leave starting now. Marcus continues down his mental list. Every employee who worked under Brad gets immediate restoration of stolen hours, back pay with interest, and a formal apology from the company. You can't do that, Brad shouts. The board won't approve it. I am the board, Marcus reminds him. Majority shareholder. My signature is all that's needed. The door bursts open. Not federal agents, but Maria Rodriguez. She stands in the doorway, breathing hard, still clutching her termination papers. I couldn't leave, she says. My whole life is here. I was sitting in my car and I thought, what example am I setting for Sophia? Running away when things get hard. She notices Marcus's bloody lip, Brad's defensive posture. What did I miss? Sarah laughs, slightly hysterical. Maria, meet Marcus Johnson, the CEO of Value Mart. Maria's eyes widen. She looks between Marcus and the others, searching for the joke, finding none. I'm rehiring you, Marcus says simply. District Coordinator for Employee Relations. $75,000 a year. Your first task is helping me identify every manager like Brad in our system. Maria's legs give out. Jessica catches her, both women crying now. Happy tears. Hopeful tears. Brad makes one last desperate play. You're all fools. He's recording everything. This is entrapment. My lawyers will tear this apart. Entrapment requires coercion, Marcus says. I never asked you to confess. Never encouraged your crimes. I just gave you enough rope. He pauses. Besides, I'm not the only one recording. He gestures around the room. Every employee has their phone out. Different angles, multiple recordings, an unbreakable chain of evidence. The age of hiding in shadows is over, Brad. Marcus steps forward. Every Value Mart store will have employee advocates, anonymous reporting systems, protection for whistleblowers. What you've built here, it dies tonight. Sirens wail in the distance, growing closer. Brad looks around wildly, realizing he's surrounded not by victims anymore, but by witnesses. His empire of fear crumbles in real time. Please, he whispers. I have a family. Children. So did Tom Anderson, Sarah says coldly. The sirens stop outside. Car doors slam. Footsteps approach. Brad drops to his knees, finally understanding. There's no escape from consequences. No more hiding behind corporate structure. No more crushing the weak for profit. Marcus addresses the room one final time before the agents enter. What happened here wasn't business. It was cruelty. And it ends now. He looks each employee in the eye. You're not numbers on a spreadsheet. You're the reason Value Mart exists. And it's time the company remembered that. The door opens. Federal agents enter with careful precision. Brad Thompson's reign of terror ends not with violence or drama, but with cold metal handcuffs and the reading of rights. Justice, delayed but not denied, finally arrives at Store 847. Federal agents lead Brad away in handcuffs, his expensive shoes scuffing linoleum he'd forced others to clean. Derek follows, laptop clutched like a life preserver, already negotiating his cooperation deal. The remaining employees stand in shocked silence, processing how their world shifted in under an hour. Marcus addresses them directly. Everyone clock out. You're all on paid administrative leave starting now. Full wages, no questions asked. He pulls out his phone, dialing rapidly. Patricia, execute Emergency Protocol 7. I need crisis management teams at 15 locations within the hour. What about our jobs? Jessica asks, still cradling her stomach. When Brad goes down, corporate usually cleans house, blames the store staff for not reporting it. Not this time. Marcus opens his laptop, fingers flying across keys. I'm implementing immediate protections. No retaliation, no transfers, no hour reductions. Anyone who wants to stay, stays. Anyone who wants to transfer, I'll personally ensure they land somewhere better. Sarah steps forward. Mr. Johnson, with respect, we've heard promises before. Corporate swoops in, makes speeches, then leaves us with new managers who are just Brad with different faces. Marcus meets her eyes. You're right. Words mean nothing without action. He turns his laptop screen toward them. This is my executive order, effective immediately. Sarah Chen, store manager, salary $65,000. Maria Rodriguez, district employee advocate, $75,000. Jessica Williams, corporate outreach coordinator, $60,000 with full remote privileges. The women stare at the screen, seeing their names in official Value Mart letterhead. Real positions, real salaries, real change. But I don't have management experience, Sarah protests. You've been shadow managing this store for 3 years, Marcus counters, keeping it running despite Brad's sabotage. That's more qualification than most MBAs. His phone buzzes constantly. Board members, journalists, lawyers. He ignores them all, focusing on the people in front of him, the ones who matter. I need the bathroom, Maria says suddenly, then laughs at the irony. A different reason this time. Marcus smiles despite his throbbing jaw. Take your time. Your shift doesn't start until Monday. Oh, and Maria, your daughter's surgery is covered. Pre-existing condition clause is waived. I'll have our best insurance coordinator call you tomorrow. Maria breaks down completely. Sarah and Jessica hold her as she sobs, but these are tears of relief. of hope restored. A news van pulls up outside, then another. Marcus sighs. The circus begins. Everyone who wants to avoid cameras can exit through the loading dock. But if anyone wants to tell their story, I'll ensure you're protected from any backlash. I want to talk, Sarah declares. 3 years of silence. 3 years of watching good people destroyed. Someone needs to hear what Brad did here. Others nod agreement. The dam of fear Brad built is crumbling fast. Marcus's phone rings. The board chairman. He answers publicly. Robert. Marcus, what the hell are you doing? The stock market opens in 9 hours. This cowboy stunt could tank our share price. Actually, Marcus replies calmly, I'm saving the company. How many lawsuits do you think we've avoided tonight? How much would systematic wage theft across 15 stores cost us when it inevitably came to light? That's what insurance and settlements are for. You don't air dirty laundry publicly. That's where you're wrong, Robert. Marcus looks at his employees. His people. Transparency isn't weakness. It's strength. We admit fault, we fix it publicly, we become the industry leader in employee relations. The market rewards integrity. The market rewards profits. Then explain why our competitors' stock dropped 12% after their wage theft scandal broke, while companies that self-report and reform see average gains of 8% within 6 months. Marcus had done his homework. Trust me, Robert, or call an emergency board meeting. Your choice. Silence. Then grudging acceptance. You better be right about this, Marcus. I am. He hangs up, turning back to the group. Now let's talk about immediate needs. Jessica, when's your next prenatal appointment? Thursday, but I can't afford... Yes, you can. Full coverage retroactive to your hire date. Sarah, I noticed you've been taking community college courses online. Value Mart will cover your tuition going forward, full ride. Sarah's mouth opens and closes soundlessly. The loading dock door opens. Tom Anderson's widow enters hesitantly. Ellen Anderson, 53, still wearing black 6 months after the funeral. She holds an envelope. I heard on the news, she begins, then sees Marcus. Recognizes him despite the janitor disguise. Mr. Johnson? Mrs. Anderson. Marcus approaches carefully. I'm so sorry about Tom, about failing him, about all of it. He loved this job, Ellen says quietly. 20 years. Never missed a day until his depression started. After Brad began cutting hours, denying his medication coverage. She trails off. We failed him, Marcus states simply. I failed him. No excuses. No corporate doublespeak. We drove a good man to desperation and did nothing when he needed help most. Ellen nods, tears flowing. Thank you for saying it, for admitting it. I can't bring him back, Marcus continues, but I can ensure his death means something. Every Value Mart employee now has access to mental health services. Free, confidential, 24/7. He pauses. And Ellen, there's a check coming, $2 million. It won't replace Tom, but it might help with the bills. The kid's college. Ellen clutches the envelope tighter. This is his last paycheck. Brad never sent it. I came to beg for it. $87. She laughs bitterly. I was going to beg for $87. Keep it, Marcus says. Frame it if you want. Evidence of how far we fell, and how far we'll climb to make this right. The news crews set up outside. Marcus straightens his janitor uniform, blood still staining his collar. Perfect. Let America see their CEOs bleed for their companies. Let them see leadership means getting dirty, getting hurt, fighting for the people who build your empire. Ready? He asks his newly promoted management team. Sarah, Maria, and Jessica stand together. Former cashier, janitor, and floor worker. Now the future of Value Mart's employee first revolution. Ready, they answer in unison. Marcus leads them toward the cameras, toward the hard questions, toward accountability. Behind them, Store 847 buzzes with newfound energy. Employees texting friends at other locations. Change spreading like wildfire through the network. In his pocket, Marcus's phone shows 47 missed calls from corporate executives. They can wait. Tonight belongs to the people who actually run Value Mart. Tomorrow, the real work begins. Rebuilding trust, reforming systems, ensuring no more Tom Andersons fall through cracks widened by greed. But tonight? Tonight, justice wears a janitor's uniform and speaks truth to power. And for the first time in 3 years, Store 847 feels like a place where hope punches back. Dawn breaks as Marcus stands before 300 cameras in Value Mart's corporate auditorium. His janitor uniform remains blood-stained, deliberately unchanged. Behind him, Sarah, Maria, and Jessica sit at the executive table. Former floor workers now holding court with billionaires. 48 hours ago, Marcus begins, I walked into Store 847 as a janitor. What I discovered should shame every executive in America. He clicks a remote. Brad's voice fills the auditorium. 3.7 million. 15 stores. The confession plays in full. CNN's reporter shoots her hand up. Mr. Johnson, why the elaborate deception? Why not simply audit your stores normally? Because normal audits find what people want them to find. Doctored numbers, coached employees, perfect facades. Marcus displays employee turnover charts. 300% increase in certain regions. Suicide rates among our workers triple the national average. Traditional oversight failed because it was designed to fail. The Wall Street Journal correspondent stands. Your stock dropped 12% in pre-market trading. Shareholders are panicking. How do you justify this approach? Sarah Chen takes the microphone, her first time addressing national media. Those shareholders profited from our suffering. They celebrated earnings built on wage theft. If the stock drops because we're paying people fairly, maybe it was overvalued to begin with. The room erupts. A retail worker's daughter challenging Wall Street directly. Marcus smiles, letting Sarah handle the firestorm. Within hours, the hashtag #ValueMartTruth trends globally. Employees from all retail chains share their stories. Target workers, Walmart associates, Amazon warehouse staff. The dam breaks industry-wide. Maria receives a call during the press conference. Sophia's surgeon, confirming the surgery date. Full coverage approved. She cries on live television, thanking Marcus. The image goes viral. A janitor-turned-executive weeping with joy over basic health care. Marcus's phone buzzes. Text from Patricia Hayes. 17 more stores self-reporting issues. Managers confessing before we catch them. Your transparency gambit is working. He announces it immediately. 17 additional stores have voluntary reported wage theft. Any manager who self-reports within 72 hours receives reduced penalties. Those who don't face full prosecution. Fox Business challenges him. You're encouraging lawlessness, rewarding criminals with leniency. I'm encouraging honesty, Marcus corrects. Brad Thompson faces 20 years because he hid his crimes. Managers who come forward face termination and restitution, but avoid prison. Which would you choose? By noon, 53 stores report irregularities. The number climbs hourly. Marcus establishes a war room at headquarters. Employee advocates, forensic accountants, and labor attorneys work around the clock. Every confession documented. Every stolen dollar tracked. Jessica, working from home due to her pregnancy, coordinates with victims nationwide. Her soft voice calms panicked workers. Yes, you'll get your back pay. No, you won't be fired for reporting. Mr. Johnson gave his word. The revolution spreads beyond Value Mart. Costco announces emergency audits. Kroger implements anonymous reporting systems. Home Depot pledges employee advocacy programs. Competition through compassion, not cruelty. Senator Elizabeth Warren calls Marcus directly. I'm scheduling hearings on retail wage theft. Will you testify? Try to stop me, Marcus replies. The New York Times runs a feature. The CEO who went undercover and found his soul. It details Tom Anderson's suicide, Maria's daughter. Every life Brad Thompson destroyed. Public rage builds. Customers boycott stores with poor employee ratings. Social media campaigns target abusive managers by name. Brad's attorney appears on cable news, claiming entrapment. Mr. Johnson manipulated my client. This was corporate theater designed to boost a failing brand. Sarah responds on Twitter, posting Brad's emails denying benefits to cancer patients, threatening single mothers, celebrating each fired employee. The attorney's next appearance is notably subdued. Marcus visits Store 847 unannounced. Employees barely recognize it. New management, fair schedules, actual breaks. Sarah runs staff meetings where workers vote on policies. Democracy replacing dictatorship. How's it feel? Marcus asks her. Terrifying, Sarah admits. But right. For the first time in years, work feels right. Maria trains other employee advocates via video conference. Her presentation title, From Victim to Voice, Transforming Corporate Culture from Below. 200 locations tune in. Questions flood the chat. How to document abuse. When to contact legal. Where to find support. A competing chain's employee emails Marcus directly. Our managers are doing the same thing. Cutting hours, denying benefits. People are dying, Mr. Johnson. What do I do? Marcus forwards it to his legal team with one instruction. Help them. Pro bono. Every single one. Value Mart's stock rebounds after third quarter earnings, not from wage theft or cut benefits, but from skyrocketing employee satisfaction driving customer loyalty. Stores with reformed management see 30% sales increases. Happy workers create happy customers. Revolutionary concept. Ellen Anderson appears at headquarters with her children. Tom Jr., 19. Sarah, 17. Both accepted to college on Value Mart's new Memorial Scholarship program. Full rides for children of employees lost to corporate negligence. Dad would be proud, Tom Jr. says simply. Not of the money, of the change. He always said one person could make a difference if they stood up. Marcus realizes Tom Anderson did stand up. By falling, he exposed the system's cruelty. His tragedy sparked transformation. Not the legacy he deserved, but perhaps the one that honors him most. Week 3 brings congressional hearings. Marcus testifies for 6 hours, detailing systematic abuse across retail industries. Brad Thompson, in orange jumpsuit, invokes the Fifth repeatedly. Derek Miller, granted immunity, provides devastating evidence. 15 executives face indictment. But the real victory comes from below. Store associates nationwide organizing, demanding advocacy programs, rejecting abuse as just business. The revolution Marcus sparked with a mop and bucket spreads beyond any corporation's control. Standing in the Senate chamber, Marcus remembers mopping Store 847's floors, listening to dreams deferred, hopes destroyed. Now those same voices echo through Congress, through boardrooms, through America's conscience. Change doesn't trickle down. It rises up. And tonight, It rises from every retail worker who ever cried in a bathroom, ever begged for hours, ever suffered in silence. Their tears water a movement no corporate structure can contain. Value Mart's mission statement changes. No longer low prices, always. Now, people first, profits follow. Wall Street scoffs, Main Street cheers, and in store 847, Sarah Chen runs the highest performing location in company history. Turns out dignity drives profit better than desperation ever could.